Hey y'all, it's your girl KV back again with another review for Real Housewives of Potomac. Y'all, I wanted to do this review out in my she shed because I got my new little ring light and I got the little phone holder where I can go do it from my phones now because I got the iPhone 15. I'm like, I need the clear picture on my videos. Yeah, I can't find my extension cord. I think my daddy took my extension cord and I need it for my ring light and everything. So I just had to rig it in the house a little bit. Am I sideways? I feel like I'm like this just a little bit. Anyways, Real Housewives of Potomac, season 8. We're doing episode 15 and episode 16. I hope this review don't be too long. I really do. Episode 15. Fool's Gold. Let's take a sip. Fool's Gold. This episode, was it me? Or did this episode feel like they was at dinner the whole episode? They was at dinner the whole daggone episode. So they're still in the DR. And we start where we left off with them on the beach. And Wendy and Candace are over here kind of frolicking in the sun. And everybody else is over here. And what's her name? Robin is like, did you see how Wendy and Candace were making faces? And Giselle was talking about her daughters. And Wendy, Wendy's ears were burning. So she came over and said, what y'all talking about? What y'all talking about? And everybody kind of gets silent. And this annoys me because Giselle is really acting like if she ignores Wendy and Candace, if she acts like they're invisible, then they're really just gonna disappear. They're really just gonna go away. And I'm like, Robin, you came over here to run your mouth. Stand on business. Stand on business, boo. So eventually she does. And she mentions that the faces they were making during Giselle talking about Grace going to Florida Florida for college. Candace said, it ain't got nothing to do with Grace. Like, I just don't like Giselle. She makes me uncomfortable. Has nothing to do with your child. And I can believe that. I don't think they was making crazy faces at Grace. I'm sure it was the Florida situation and Giselle. But like I said, it just felt so ill-timed. Because there's so many other times where they sitting at the table and Giselle is talking where y'all might act like y'all listening, y'all might act like y'all not listening. But for it to be this time where you making all these faces like she's talking about her child, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it annoyed me too. Now, if they made faces every time Giselle opened her mouth, it would make me know, never mind. But it annoyed me that this was the moment that they felt like. But I see it both ways. Like I said, I knew that they weren't feeling no way about Grace. Grace is a child. Why would they have beef with a child? So clearly it was about Giselle. But like I said, just ill time. And I knew the reason why I was annoyed at them doing it at that time because I knew that production was going to do what production did. And they bring up when Giselle claimed that Wendy was looking at Grace crazy. And Wendy brought it up. She was like, you weaponized your child against me before, yada, yada, yada. And in my head, I'm like, okay, well, if you know she'll do it before, you knew she would do it again. Like I said, I don't think they meant much by it. It was just ill-timed. So next they having Ashley's birthday dinner. She was supposed to have a Havana Nights birthday dinner theme back in Potomac, but when she was planning on doing it, the air quality was like crazy because that's when all of those, was it forest fires or something was happening. I think they were like setting the fires on purpose in Canada, but then they started going kind of crazy and then it was crazy. I think that's the timing of what was going on. So she couldn't have it because the air quality issues. So now she had everybody bring her their Havana Nights theme outfit on down to DR, and they're gonna do it now. Y'all, in my heavenly voice, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to take it back. Because from the front, Giselle looked so good. It was definitely giving, y'all remember the Tony Braxton video? What are you thinking? Well, you know I'm thinking. I know I should be girlfriend. I'm not thinking about him. It was giving that, right? I loved the dress from the front. Then you see the back of her, and it's like she has this tacky behind tan tank top on up under it. It don't really go. It's not necessarily her skin tone. It just threw off the entire outfit for me. And per usual, it's like either Giselle is extremely tacky or she's almost looking good, but she still throws something in there to make it extremely tacky. And this was one of those moments because the dress was given, the body was given, the legs was given, and then there was this tank top. Y'all, why did she do that? Why? Why? Anyway, we see everybody getting dressed, everybody looking cute. Ashley looked like she's going to Carnival. And Candace says she's giving $2 hoe Chiquita banana. You know, Ashley always looks like a little $2 hoe. You know, this time she's just giving Chiquita banana $2. She ends up putting on like a little skirt with it for dinner. And we get to dinner, and Karen brings up Candace and Robin. Why do we have to do that? See, this is the problem with Potomac. Y'all take one storyline, maybe two, and y'all beat it over the head for dang near 20 episodes, and it is so exhausting. If there are no new developments of this argument, if there has been no resolve, let it sleep, let it lay. So this completely annoyed me because it's like, Karen, why do we have to do this? Robin feels very strongly about Candace's social media and how she's always, tweeting something or interviewing with somebody and talking bad about Robin. So, just leave it. Just leave it out. They bring out the cake and the sparkler for Ashley, and they do this birthday recap over the years on how, her birthday is in the middle of filming, apparently. And, she spent her birthday with the girls. So they always on a trip. They always doing this. They do this little flashback reel of her birthday. And a lot of people feel like between that and the little cryptic message that she gave after the reunion, they feel like this might be her last season. Because when she posted the video, she was talking about how the reunion didn't really go how she wanted it to go. And this year has been a lot on her. She's not able to reveal a lot going on in her life. And, she's just been so stressed, and thanks. And, more to come. Let's see what's going to come. Yada, yada, yada. So a lot of people are feeling like, is this Ashley's subtle way of saying goodbye? I sure hope so. I just feel like Ashley don't bring a whole lot. She messy, but you can find any little messy person to come on the show. She messy. She gets the pot stirred, and she's production's little plant. So whatever they tell her to bring up, she's going to. But outside of that, do we really need Ashley? The answer is no. So they have some fun. They dancing. They end up, Ashley jumps in the pool. Mia is running like she gonna jump in the pool, whatever. When she gets to the edge, she just throw her hands up. So Wendy go behind her and push her in the pool. Karen was like, oh, they push people in the pool. I gotta get out of here. Wendy just like, Mia's so crazy. And then you see Mia and Ashley in the pool like straddling each other, just doing the most, child, doing the most. So the next day we see Giselle pulls Karen to the side about her fence humping. She feels like Karen should have said to Wendy and Candace that kids are off limits. Karen said, I don't pick sides, so, oh well, that's your problem. You should have spoken up for yourself. I'm not here to defend you. If you had a problem with them, you should have said it. And I agree with Karen. Like, why is she expecting Karen to be the one that does the enforcing? Didn't you just crown somebody else grand dame? Well, she don't give a grand dame about you and your issues to be up standing going to bat for you when you don't do the same for her. She also said that Karen acts different with the other girls, and she don't like it, yada yada yada. But they hug it out because we know they are longtime frenemies. They've known each other for years, and Jack and Jill, and just always stayed in contact in the Potomac circle. And now that they're on this show, they go back and forth on whether they like each other, whether they hate each other. We know what it is. They're longtime frenemies. Okay. So they go to lunch. Like I said, everything, it felt like they was at a dinner table. At lunch, they talk about Karen and her trainer. So when are we going to find out more about this trainer? She finally tells them more. His name is Vernon, I think, Davis. Vernon Davis, and he is an ex-NFL player. Honey, Ashley knows him, and she gets all flustered when she starts talking about him. They asked her, like, do y'all date? Do y'all date? And she said, no, we've never dated, but, we flirt a little bit. Ashley is literally gushing. So much so, she has to go to the bathroom to adjust herself. At first, Karen is laughing along with everybody else. But you slowly see Karen's face getting annoyed and kind of serious. Them eyebrows getting real tense. And I'm like, Karen, you're not helping the you got a side dude rumors, because it's really giving right now that Vernon is your side dude, or you was hoping that he would be your side dude until you done found out that Ashley crushed on him and might have, had a little flirtation with him. So, yeah, child, it had me tripping because it's like not you and Ashley having the same side piece. Not Karen and Ashley having the same side piece. So, Karen still not helping these rumors, that they're trying to put out there. She talks about she wants to work her inner thighs. She wants to tone and work her inner thighs. And yeah, I want to work my inner thighs. And he be putting it down. Putting what down, Karen? What are we really talking about here? Because you're not helping the rumors right now. Karen is just so crazy. I really wonder if this is her little side thingamajabba. Because even when she was talking about getting a trainer with Ray, it definitely sounded like I want to pick my trainer out, to the T, because of her, you know what it is. That's what it was given when she was talking about she wanted a trainer to have a ponytail. I was like, a ponytail? He was like a woman? No, like a man. But Vernon is bald, so how she go from ponytail to bald? It don't matter. She found what she was looking for. In her confessional, Robin is like, well, he's not a trainer, so why him? Why would you pick someone that's not a trainer? And I'm like, girl, he was in the NFL. I'm sure if he haven't taken the test already to be a certified trainer, he could literally go take it and be a trainer. Like, he probably is better than a regular trainer because he has firsthand experience about how far you can exert your body, how far you can do this muscles, what it takes to repair the muscle, how not to do certain things. Like, a lot of ex-NFL players turn to training. Like, it's not a huge leap. It's not like this man was in banking and is training Karen. Like, it was just kind of stupid to me because it's like Robin is always picking fights or nitpicking everybody's everything. But when somebody do it to her, it's a problem. It annoys me so. So Karen brings up what Giselle said, and what Giselle said as far as Karen is different around the girls. And Mia said, I agree. You're way more fun when you're not around them. And I feel like it's always because Giselle and Robin are not fun girls. Like, it's just very few moments that I can recall on where Giselle and Robin were truly having fun together. Giselle can be a little bit of fun when she's not around Robin. But them two together, how is Karen gonna be fun around them when they not fun themselves? So there's that. Then it's like every time she's around the two, the founders of Green Eyed Bandits Incorporated, she gotta hold somebody accountable. She gotta make sure that she calling people out on their stuff. So now she can't be a fun girl around them if they always effing up, and she gotta call them out on it. So we all agree on that one. We see Ashley FaceTiming the kids, and she tells Michael, I'm filming a little bit. And Michael immediately turns off the camera, y'all. Immediately hits the video off button. And she's like, Michael, I need to see my kids. Michael, I want to see my kids. They're not filming you, Michael. And she tells us in her confessional that Michael told her he would sue her if Bravo tried to film him. He would sue her. That's another reason I feel like Ashley might not be on the show too much longer, because Michael is starting to put all these stipulations on how she can be and how she can live. And I think she even said something at one point on how he don't want the kids to be filmed. So it's like we saw with who was that? Kenya? Was it Kenya when she couldn't show Brooklyn? And if they did pan past Brooklyn, they had her face blurred out and all this craziness. So it's just like, man, this man is completely running your life, child. So next they split up with activities. Wendy, Candace, Mia, and Karen go do tennis. And Nneka, Kiana, Giselle, and Ashley do skeet shooting. Right? And Robin goes skeet shooting as well. Karen said, I'm sure they got shade over there. Why would Robin put us in the sun like this? I think it was like 90 something degrees outside. Mia comes to the tennis court in heels. She was like, girl, why nobody coming here to work out? Karen said it's too hot to play, and only Candace is participating in the tennis, and she's doing pretty good. They just throwing the ball in front of her. She hitting the ball. She was hitting the ball. So I was like, okay, go Candace. So they talk about Ashley and how she's holding on to this marriage because of security reasons, financial security, and because she got daddy issues. Her daddy abandoned her when she was little. Now she can't really deal with the fact that Michael, who is the father figure that she picked to be her husband, she can't really separate herself from that. She don't want to feel like she's losing another father figure. I can definitely see that, and I feel like Ashley has already admitted that to herself in so many words. So during shooting, Robin is asking Kiana if Wendy briefed her on the girls, and she said no, but I can tell there's something between her and Giselle, not because she said it to me, but we can all see the shade going back and forth. So, I figured that much. And Nneka pipes up and brings up her situation with Wendy. And Kiana is like, girl, what? I just feel like y'all need to, Kiana gives her opinion about it, because what did you expect her to do if you bringing up a problem that doesn't involve her to her? What else was she supposed to do other than state her opinion? And Nneka tells her, you're stirring the pot. See, that's you stirring the pot. Kiana said, girl, that pot done been stewed, stirred, and served. I was cracking up at that, because honestly, it has. Like, Nneka, didn't y'all have the sit down that you wanted? Didn't y'all come to some resolve? Even if y'all ain't gonna be friends, y'all had some resolve. So give it up already. Have another storyline on deck, because we're tired of this one. We are truly tired of that one. Kiana tells her, like, girl, you still harping on this. You need to get over it, especially when you're the one that started it. You called her mom a witch. Like, who getting over that and trying to be friends with somebody that called their mama a witch? Not many. And Nneka tells Kiana, I already said that part, she should just did it. It's just annoying. It was annoying from the start, but it's very annoying at this point. So next they go to dinner. And at dinner, Wendy was like, Ashley, Mia said you a gold digger. And Ashley's like, what? Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Did you marry Gordon for his money? She said, maybe. I don't know. Kiana said, well, I thought you said you made more money than him, so how you marry him for his money? And Ashley's in her confessional talking about Mia married fool's gold. She got fool's gold over there. I'm the one that got the real gold. That's what she says. So they asked her, like, okay, well, if you didn't marry him for his money, is he taking care of you? Like, did you get an allowance, all that? So she breaks it down. Michael contributes to the car, he contributes to the house, and they share the kids' stuff as far as schooling and living costs. They both contribute to that. She talks about how she don't really get much from him anyway. They was like, well, what about credit cards? Well, she gets a credit card for emergencies, but she don't really use it. And, she has funds from him to get groceries and Uber Eats money. The credit card is only for emergency uses, so she don't feel comfy using it. Y'all, this sounded so ridiculous to me because, like everybody else, the first thing I thought of, because everybody was going up and down the timeline with this, and I was like, exactly, that's the first thing that popped in my mind too. You might have married into real gold, but he don't even want to share that real gold with you. Okay? If it wasn't for them kids, you wouldn't be getting none of that real gold. And he still ain't fully taking care of you as most people would expect to be happening. Right? So what popped in my mind is, and you had the nerve to be trying to come at Candace and the generational wealth that she's living in just because you don't like her, when that's the same thing you're struggling to do for your kids. Struggling to do. You probably still gotta sleep with Schmiegel for the little bit of funds that you do get. Like, girl, get out of my face with this. Apollo, go away from me with this. So that was episode 15. Going into episode 16, Boiling Point, it seemed like this episode was just like, huh? It felt like a tennis match. What's going on? This scene don't really go with this one. And then where these come from? I was very much confused. Not confused, just kind of like, okay, we're wrapping up the season and y'all trying to find a way to put these random scenes together. So the episode starts with Wendy and Candace. They are at Kiana's meta spa. Remember when they first met? Well, when Candace first met Kiana at the little bar that they was at, Wendy was like, yeah, her med spa is like 2 doors down from here. Candace is getting laser hair removal on her cooch, and Wendy does her underarms. I was tripping because they was really showing, like, not like down in there, but they was really showing like the top of Candace's cooch. I was just like, oh, this is what we're doing. We're going to show that cat on camera. All right. I appreciate them showing Kiana's business, and, it's just kind of showing why she should be main cast over Aneka. Like, seriously, it seems like she gets along with more of the girls. She has a better bond with more of the girls. They've known her much longer than they've known Aneka. And it just shows you that they brought Aneka on simply to feud with Wendy. Because there's so many other choices of who they could have been right here in this episode, with Kiana being number one. She definitely should have been main cast. So Kiana talks about how she feels like Wendy and Candace should have checked on her in the DR. Like, Giselle was the only one that came and checked on me. And I was just like, dang, I thought my girls would be the one to check on me. Wendy gives her some old cockamamie excuse. It was just, it didn't make no sense. It was given, oh, I would have checked on you, but I didn't check on you, but I would have checked on you. And if production's so messy, they flash back to where when they was getting the rooms divided up, how Wendy was like, I'm not sharing no room with Kiana. So it's like, why are you being shady with her? Are you being shady with her? Is that what's happening? Are you being slick shady? We will never know, They end up talking about DR as far as Candace and Robin goes. My God, let's give it a rest already. She tells Candace, I could tell you really love Robin. There's something there. And I'm just like, girl, get over it, Candace. It is very clear that Robin don't see it for you no more. Stop putting any type of energy into talking to Robin, talking about Robin, thinking about Robin. Like, show up to film and act like Robin ain't there, just like Giselle act like you ain't there. Like, pay her dust, please. Next, we see Giselle getting ready to take Grace to college. It's a touching moment. You know, Giselle with her kids is the only time we see some humanity in her. She's not, you know, the green-eyed devil. They're both crying, and she, you know, it's just a sweet little moment. Next, we see Ashley, Ashley and Sharice go to Robin's house to catch up. They had some cute little snacks. She had some sushi, charcuterie board, and fruit. I'm like, exactly. That's how you invite somebody over to your house. They talk about DR trip, and they talk about how Karen and this trainer that she got, you know, they just catching Sharice up on all the mess because, you know, Sharice didn't get invited to this trip. They said, well, girl, we got this new girl, Kiana, so we rather take her on a trip than you. But we'll let you post something later on. We'll film something for you later on, girl. Whoo, child. See how exhausted this is making me talking about this? So Ashley mentions how she been busy. She had a long day. She had to take one of the boys to the doctor because he had coop or something. I think she said coop. And, you know, she needs relaxation. Sharice tells Ashley that she used to go to this little aromatic spa that's really good. And eventually she started having the masseuse come make house calls. And one time he was over there. When he finished, he asked her if she wanted a vaginal massage. And she claims that she put him out and never let him over again. In production, with their messy selves, they flash back to when they were at Necker's house playing Never Have I Ever. And somebody was like, never have I ever paid for the D. And Ashley was like, I mean, Sharice, so you saying you've never... Because that's just what this is sounding like, girl. It sound like, you know, he knew what it was. He know them old divorced Potomac women be paying for the D. So he was trying to see if you was going to be one of them. And I don't believe that she put him out and never let him in again. And I'll just leave it at that. Sharice talks about how she's going to have a crab boil and she's going to invite everyone, including Jacqueline. They've been hanging out. They like each other. She's going to invite her. And they're like, well, you know, that seems fair. You know, Jacqueline is cool with a lot of the girls. She was at Candace's Christmas party. She's been here. She's been there. Like, we get it. So they do the package on Mia and Jacqueline, how they had been warring the past season. And they showed a clip where Mia was being messy. She was like, is that my shirt? And Jacqueline was like, no, girl, I have my own clothes. They showed a clip when they was on, what was that? I can't remember where their trip was. When they was on a trip. And Jacqueline told Mia she needs some more D. And Mia was like, well, close your legs and marry me. And then they talk about how Jacqueline was talking about, you know, just how evil Mia is and how she was texting all the girls talking about Jacqueline get food stamps, her house in foreclosure, just all the mess, basically. So next we see Aneka talking to her husband, Ike. She's in the last phase of IUI, which is intrauterine insemination. She's taking the pills and then she has to check to see if her follicles look good, then they can do the insemination. Apparently she got Mia at the doctor with her again. And I'm like, when did y'all get so cool? Do y'all be this cool around everybody else? Because I don't see them being that close around everybody else. It's just these things when she at the doctor. So I was confused by that, but whatever. Next we see Giselle goes to Karen's house before she goes to Teresa's house. Karen is baking her some slicing place cookies. She was like, girl, you can make me those cookies from scratch. Basically, Giselle needed comforting because, you know, she'd been crying about taking Grace to school. So Karen got her some cookies and liquor. And she just kind of checking in with her, making sure she feels better. Giselle said, well, you know what would really make me feel better? If you come to this crab boil with me. She said, oh, no, girl, I can't go. She claims that Ray is allergic to crabs. And they do like 3 flashbacks of them in a crab boil in past years. Sharice is having this crab boil, and she has moved from the big house with the champagne room, and she's moved to a really nice townhouse. But with that, the parking is not ideal because you can't just park in the driveway, park in front of the house and walk over, and then it's raining. So we see her son walking all the ladies from the parking, wherever they parking from, and bringing them to the townhouse. And he's got the umbrellas and stuff. 'Cause like I said, it's raining. So in my head, before she even mentioned it, I'm like, y'all ain't got no golf cart? Even though it's a townhouse, it's still giving rich. It still feel like, golf cart type of neighborhood. Where y'all golf cart at? So we get in her house, and y'all, I'm not even a Maryland girl. I'm not even a DMV girl. I don't even like crabs like that. But I knew that this crab boil was about to be trash, because in one of the first scenes when they come in the house, we see him lifting the foil off of some of the cooked crabs, and he is sprinkling Old Bay on cooked crabs. I immediately said, "Oh, this about to be trash. Oh, this ain't finna be good at all. I can tell, cause who sprinkles Old Bay on cooked crabs? Okay, you supposed to take about 2 or 3 of them Old Bay containers and dump them in the water when you boiling the crabs, so that the flavor can get up under the shell and in the meat. You feel me? Sprinkling it on cooked crabs ain't gonna do nothing. It ain't gonna do nothing, y'all. And back when I was little, this is just a little sidebar. Back when I was little, here in Memphis, we had a grocery store called Schnucks. Y'all got Schnucks or had Schnucks wherever y'all was at. And Schnucks was so cool. And my mama loved Schnucks. I feel like every Friday we would go to Schnucks. Schnucks, make it easy. Oh yeah. We would go to Schnucks. They had like a video rental section in that store, so we would go pick us out a movie. I can still remember us watching Princess Diaries. We picked up Princess Diaries, and they had in their little, meat section, you could buy crabs, and they would steam the crabs for you. So I would see them and how they made the crabs. And my mama used to love them crab legs, y'all. And they had different flavors you can get them. And she used to get 2, 3. She'd get like 5 pounds of crab, get 2 of them. She'd cook at home herself. And then she would get 1 flavor of each, 1 pound of flavor each. So I would always watch them to be like, why does she love these crabs so much? They were good though. So this lets me know he did them crabs wrong, because you don't sprinkle it on nothing cooked. You put it in the water. Just crazy. Just crazy. Next, we see Candace arrives. Robin was about to go downstairs to open the door, and when she saw it was Candace, she turned around. She was like, oh, let me go down and tell him to take their shoes off because the shoes are wet. Oh, it's Candace. Never mind. And she comes back up the stairs and do whatever she was doing. Just petty. So Sharice is like, I like Candace, but it's crazy that she's having these issues with Robin and just finding reasons not to like her. Is that how you see it, Sharice? I had to remember that Sharice's loyalties lie with Robin because they were sunbeams together. They were sunbeams together, y'all. I be forgetting that until it's moments like this where Sharice finds no fault in anything Robin does. Because for her to say that Candace is finding reasons to not like Robin, it's like, baby, she ain't got to find nothing. There are plenty. Starting with the defamation on her husband. So Karen and Wendy are not coming, but Jacqueline will be there. It seems like everyone in the friend group down there is friends with Jacqueline. So another person, I'm like, why wouldn't she be main cast? Jacqueline is so daggone pretty, y'all. I don't even go for light skin, but Jacqueline is so pretty. I was just looking at her this episode like, face card, never declines, baby. My God. So everybody gets there. They ask her about Mia, how her and Mia are doing, and she's basically like, we not. That ain't what she said, but she said something along the lines like, Mia told y'all we was good, we not good. She said something about, how can she be cool with somebody so evil? They was like, evil is a strong word. Not when it comes to Mia. Not when it comes to Mia, it's not. Nneka arrives and she is wearing that daggone sash and crown that they gave her in the DR. That Grand Dame thing. So corny. Like, it was funny when they did it. I can admit that. To me, it was funny. But for her to try to carry it over to this event was just so lame. It was so lame, y'all. So, like I said, Mia and Jacqueline are there. They kind of have like a little moment of, well, Jacqueline has a little moment of throwing a little shade at Mia. And Mia's just kind of like, Sharice sends them downstairs to the champagne room and they end up having a little sidebar and talking about their issues. While they're going downstairs, the ladies are eating the crabs. And they're just like, these crabs are, they're a little different. Is there no seasoning? Are there no potatoes? I want potatoes. Candace looking for the potatoes. And there were no potatoes, y'all. Wasn't no potatoes, wasn't no sausage. Only seasoning we saw that man put in there is like he was pouring some beer in there. It's just beer, corn, and eggs. No seasoning. Like I said, I knew from when I saw him sprinkling that Old Bay that it was gonna be trash. I just knew it was. So Robin said, "These ain't Baltimore crabs. These more like Potomac crabs, I guess." Somebody said, these New Hampshire." These Rhode Island crabs. Girl, this ain't even DMV crabs right here. These Connecticut crabs right here. It's Y'all, they were like, is there any sauce? It wasn't even no dipping sauce. Was there at least melted butter on the table? This made me so mad because Sharice, who did you get? Who did you get to cater your crab boil? They couldn't have come highly recommended. They couldn't have. No seasoning in the crab boil water. No sausage. No potatoes. Just beer, corn, and eggs. No dipping sauce. You know you're supposed to have a little butter, the melted butter. You're supposed to saute some little garlic up in there with it. Some people like their spicy, like me. Maybe a little dash of sriracha or something. Something. It wasn't even no dipping sauce to hide the fact that these crabs ain't seasoned. It infuriated me, and I don't even eat crabs like that. It's too much work. I can't do all this peeling and cracking, and it's too much work for me. I'm a big girl at heart, medium girl in real life, and it's just too much work to be trying to give me my food like a chicken leg. I can just eat it and go. Don't give me no fish with the bones in it. Don't give me no crawfish where I gotta fight with it. Don't give me no crab where I gotta fight for it. It's too much work. So back downstairs in the champagne room, we see Mia and Jacqueline. Jacqueline says, you were doing a lot of stuff behind my back and I didn't appreciate it. Well, you said I needed more D. Girl, it was a joke. And which I feel like it was a joke. Jacqueline was just, she wasn't being mean or facetious with it. And then Mia starts imagine a 65-year-old man with a young tenderoni like me, basically saying, I guess he ain't got the stamina to go as long as I want to go, is what she was about to say. And Jacqueline was like, why are you saying he's 65? Gordon is 72. She said, no, okay. Well, he's old. I'm like, girl, you don't even know how old your husband is. Your best friend know how old your husband is, but you don't. Mia said, she's been in counseling, she's been in therapy, and Jacqueline has come up a lot. She feels like she treats Jacqueline bad because of what happened when they were kids. And Jacqueline says, yeah, I know. I feel like I let you treat me bad because what happened when we were kids. And this was very much a turning point for them. Because remember when Karen had the PAVE event about, sexual assault and abuse and stuff, and Mia had that breakdown. And like I said, my hypothesis is that they said on this episode they were kids. So my hypothesis is right in there in that point to where I think this is, probably when they first met in their 15, 16, 17-year-old lives. And Mia was leaving home, trying to run away from home. And Jacqueline probably couldn't tell her parents, hey, she finna come live with us because she ran away from home. Because any good mama is gonna be like, girl, what? I'm finna call your parents. Mia didn't want to call her parents. Like I said, this is my hypothesis, y'all. This is my hypothesis. Mia didn't want to call her parents, so Jacqueline was like, okay, girl, I got this older boyfriend. You could just stay with him until we figure it out, until I find a way to tell my mama that you need to stay with us. Leaves her over there because she kept saying she left me there. She left me there. Left her with the boyfriend because she thought that this would be somewhere she could probably stay for a couple of days while she talks to her mom about it. And the boyfriend assaulted her. So it seems like for the most part, that seems to be what happened. My hypothesis may be right. So Mia feels offended because she's like, I just felt like it was this big secret that everybody decided to sweep under the rug. Jacqueline said, no, I was not keeping a secret. I didn't know what happened until I guess he told her 2 years later. She was like, I would have never kept that a secret, Mia. And this comforts Mia because she feels like, okay, well, maybe you do care about me. And, this gives her what she needs to move on with Jacqueline. So they agree to move on. Mia asks for a hug. Jacqueline said, I ain't there yet. This is the first step. This is our first time being around each other and not fighting. We'll get there. Which we see current day, they must be there because they in the club partying, pouring shots in each other's mouth. And even that picture where everybody was like, is Mia getting married? Jacqueline is the one that took that picture of her and old boy. So it seems like their friendship is back on track. And I'm happy for that because, that's somebody you've been knowing more than half your life, and you just, falling out and not being friends again for what? I just feel like nothing was that deep. Didn't nobody, you know, unknowingly sleep with nobody, man. Didn't nobody, slap nobody's children. Didn't nobody steal no money. It just felt like whatever it was, it could be worked out. So I'm glad that they worked it out. So they go on upstairs. And now we got to talk about Candace and Robin again, y'all. How exhausting. Apparently, Robin has sent some of the texts that she got from Candace to a blogger slash podcaster trying to expose her. And now this is what they're arguing about. I said, at least it's a new development on why we arguing. Even though I'm annoyed with Robin and Candace, we just don't need no more of that storyline. Candace says, you tried to make me look crazy. Robin says, no, I was just sending him that to show him why we aren't friends anymore. Girl, you could have explained that to him. So Candace gets to hollering at her about how she was wrong for doing it. Robin said, fine, I'm a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite. I'm a hypocrite. When Robin ain't got nothing to say, she just starts yelling and repeating herself in the yells like 5 times. It's so annoying. Learn how to read, my dear. And I feel like everybody, because I had forgot about this, but everybody had brought up how they didn't want Monique. Well, they didn't want Candace doing that very thing to Monique when she was suing her for the fight. They didn't want her bringing up text messages and all that stuff. It was the other way around. Maybe Monique was bringing up text messages. Either way. So, yeah, girl, you a hypocrite. Sharice still butting into everybody else's relationships. Won't focus on everybody else's relationships than her own. She says that Candace is allowing social media to come before her friendship. And she not totally wrong. I feel like Candace leans too much into social media to say what she needs to say. Whether she says it to the person's face or not, who knows? But I would be annoyed if every time I turned around, my homegirl is answering questions about my terrible relationship and all this stuff like that. So I can, see where problems lie there. Ashley was trying her hardest to button this convo, but they wasn't having it, and I'm so glad because girl, hush, this don't concern you. Sharice gets to yelling, stop it, stop it, it is enough, stop it, stop it, you guys need to stop it. And everybody's looking at Sharice like, what is your problem? Giselle said, clearly she's drunk. Giselle said, how many drinks does it take you to do all this yelling? Because, girl, if it's 3 or 4, we need to keep you at 2 and nothing more. That's what Giselle is saying, y'all. Because she was like, what is the threshold to get her here? No more drinks for Sharice, y'all. So She goes outside and she goes and airs her wig out, y'all. And she comes back in and she's feeling a little bit better. Candace done kind of ran off with her little triangle to get herself together. Nneka goes after her to comfort her. And then Candace is all in the fridge. I'm like, why you all in this girl fridge? She was just looking for a bottle of water to cool herself out. But she's got to leave. She's got a plane to catch. After Therese done aired out her wig, she comes back in and she apologizes. I got a little emotional. I was a little in my feelings. They were like, a little? A little? And then Nneka says, well, I mean, we did get Mia and Jacqueline to a good place, so we should be happy for that. We should be happy for that. I said, thank you, Nneka. Thank you for redirecting the attention. Thank you. And that's how this episode 16, Boiling Point, ends. And y'all, we see that on the next episode. I don't know if they got the fight on camera, but it seems like the cameras were up that night that the fight happened, y'all. Because I know a lot of people were saying the cameras weren't up. So I'm like, apparently the cameras were up at some point. They might not have been facing the direction of the fight. They might have been getting some B-roll, but you can kind of hear some melee. I guess a couple of people still had their mics on or whatever. So we're going to see how much we see of that fight at the fashion show next episode. Is that the finale? Hope it's the finale. I can see it being the finale. 17 episodes, 3-part reunion, make it 20. I can see it being the finale, so fingers crossed that it's the finale. I also see that Summer House is going to be back in 2 weeks. So I guess once Married to Medicine is done, that following week, Potomac will be coming on with Summer House, I'm guessing. So we'll see how that season goes. I think I stopped reviewing last season after they sent the girl Mariah home for getting into it with Bree. I think I stopped reviewing it because it just made me mad. Because it was like, how dare y'all jump on Bree's bandwagon? And it looks like Bree is going to be the troublemaker again this season. But y'all, that's it. I'm hungry. I'm surprised my baby didn't start beating on the door. And, let me get out of here before she does. I was trying to do this review in my she shed, but like I said, somebody took my extension cord. So I got to find my extension cord so I can go out to my she shed, and be in my she shed because the weather is nice. But bye, y'all. I'm about to go make me warm me up something for dinner because we got plenty leftovers in there. And watch some TV and love up on my family, y'all. Y'all do the same. Don't forget to like the video, thumbs up my video, comment, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've had some people subscribing. We are at like 91. Let's get your girl to that first milestone, 100 subscribers, y'all. Let's get me there. So, yeah, like, share, subscribe. Bye, y'all.